welcome. What? Hi.
Hello. It's our trip report finally.
Finally.
This is for our trip in January. It was from January 18th to the
25th.
25th.
Week long.
At
Old Key West.
Old Key West, yep. I'm even wearing ears in this one because I chopped my hair off, so it's actually manageable. But I ripped the flower off right before we filmed it.
I said it's easy fix because it's a bendable flower, but no.
I don't think. I think we're good. They're cute anyway, aren't they?
Yep.
All right, we do have some notes here. Is it weird that all you can see is our heads?
No. You need to back down?
I feel like that might be better.
All right.
We have bodies now too, not just heads.
Floating heads.
All right. Anyway, I do have some notes here so we don't get too babbly because, you know, we have a tendency to do that.
Yeah.
But
let's keep it short.
But first thing I just want to say before we even get into this was, in my opinion, the best trip we've ever taken to Disney.
I think so.
Yep.
I mean, apart from like the memories of the first time ever.
Sure.
But yeah, like overall I think
it was
the
our best
weather, how we planned it
Mm-hmm.
or not planned it, that's a big part of this one.
Yeah. So you definitely want to watch the rest of this because, yeah.
All right.
So the first thing we have written down is the weather. I mean, if you watched our last trip report, which I will link in the description below, it was 100 degrees every day.
Yeah. So that made this weather even better.
Yeah.
Now, most people wouldn't say this is the best ever because
No.
one, if you don't know us, we are from Minnesota. Mm-hmm. So it doesn't mean because you're from Minnesota, you
don't have to like
enjoy that weather because most people complain about it.
But you tolerate it much better.
But you can know how to tolerate, you know how to prepare for it. So it was 40s to 60s, basically all trip. A couple of days, the day we got there and the day we left, I think went over 70.
Yeah, that was it. It was very close to 80 the day we left. But that was it. The rest of the trip, I mean, I can remember a couple of times, and one that sticks in my head was at Magic Kingdom during an after-hours party, which we'll talk about in a minute. We were, like, teeth chattering in our vlog. Hoods up, coats on, teeth chattering. And in the morning, the one morning as we were leaving, they were covering the flowers at Old Key West for frost. And so a couple of my family members from up here were texting and they're like, yeah, we hear you guys are having record colds. And so we looked at the temperatures. One morning for sure, the temperature in Minnesota was 37. The wind chill, not the temperature quite, but the wind chill in Florida was like 40. So we were 3 degrees warmer as far as what it felt like than at home.
Which was after the 100-degree heat index was totally fine by us.
So good.
I mean, I'm different that way anyway, or we are. We would rather wear jeans and a hoodie to the parks than t-shirt and shorts. So, but that's just us.
We never wore shorts. I never wore capris. I don't think we ever even wore t-shirts. A couple times I took off, like I'd have a sweater over the top and I'd take it off and just wear the t-shirt, but we had layers on all day, every day.
Yeah.
It was amazing. Amazing. We had no rain again, really.
No.
Did it rain at all?
It rained.
Yes, it did.
We're at Wilderness Lodge. We had lunch out there. That was the day before our dessert party.
Yes, it did rain, but it rained for maybe 2 or 3 hours in the middle of the day, and that was it.
And we were at a resort, so it wasn't a big deal.
We have been so lucky in the rain department, and I know any day now we're going to go take another trip, and it's going to rain the whole time like people have talked about, but we've been really lucky.
The only issue we had with rain was our boat ride from Wilderness Lodge to the Contemporary, where it was sprinkling a little, but there was a flap of
it was a light
covering.
It was a light.
It was a light.
Yeah.
Yeah, where the water was like going down, trickling off there, and then the beads would go right into my face.
We didn't vlog this either.
No.
I can't believe we didn't think to vlog it, so it wasn't in any of our trip videos,
that was it. By the time we got to Magic Kingdom that night, it had stopped.
It was fine.
So everything was wet there, but it stopped.
But we watched Happily Ever After that night. I mean, it was fine. It was totally fine. But yeah, weather was top of our list for the most amazing part of this trip for us. If I had to choose between this and October, certainly it's this. I'm okay with it feeling like Florida when we're down there.
Yeah, if it could be in the middle, that'd be great.
That would probably be best in the middle, but yeah. So the next thing we wrote down, which is probably our next favorite part, was we did no planning for this trip.
No advanced fast passes.
No dining reservations. No, like, even itinerary. We're going to go on this day. Nothing.
Yeah.
The only thing that was planned for us was we had an after-hours party, and we had purchased those tickets. So that was planned.
So we had one night where we knew where we were going. Other than that, we kind of...
And I'm sure there are people like literally choking on their coffee or whatever you're drinking as you're watching this, that we were the fools that went to Disney World without any plans. But it was the best trip we've ever had.
I don't suggest this for first-timers, second-timers.
No. You need to know it very well.
We've been there, 5 times. I mean, not like a ton.
No, but this was our 6th trip.
Yeah.
And very close together, so I feel like it's been...
Within 3 years.
It's been a lot of experience crammed in together.
So we knew what we were doing, and we had already seen the major things.
We didn't care if we missed out on things.
Yeah, the only thing we tried to do, and I did, that was get up early and go to Hollywood Studios for Rise of the Resistance.
Yeah.
But other than that, we kind of...
And we'll talk about that in a minute, too.
Right.
But, yeah. Yeah, that was it. That was the only... otherwise, no plans. And, okay, so, fast passes. We had no trouble getting the fast passes we wanted for the things we wanted throughout the day. Now, we weren't going to ride Flight of Passage or Slinky. But, I mean...
The big ticket ones, you can hardly get those.
But we got on Smuggler's Run. We got on Tower of Terror. We got on... Okay, to be fair, we went to the after-hours party, so that's why we were on a lot of the Magic Kingdom rides. But, I mean, it's doable. It's doable.
Yeah.
And if there's something that's that important to you, you're not going to mind waiting in a line.
Yeah.
We don't have rides that are that
And we don't have kids that we have to... They want stuff, so...
Yep.
And that's another part of being able to be free.
Yep. But we had no problem getting some fast passes throughout the day.
Yeah.
The whole time.
Yeah, I think we got mostly our 3 a day.
Yeah.
If we went to the park.
For sure. And then the dining reservations. So we went with no dining reservations, and you always hear the big hullabaloo. You got to get them 6 months out. Okay, if you want to eat at Cinderella's Royal Table, be our guest. Some of these California Grill.
You definitely have to be fluid in your plans.
Yes, but here is where we ate with literally
no dining.
No reservations. We ate at Wolfgang Puck with no reservation at all at Disney Springs. We went around 11 o'clock, I think.
Yeah, right when it opened. So
no problem getting in. So there's no worries there. And then Planet Hollywood was also in Disney Springs. We didn't do a ton of eating out. And that was like an hour before our reservation time. We booked that. No problem. And then the other one that I was actually kind of surprised about was Beaches and Cream. And we booked that, again, literally like 2 hours before we went.
And then we changed it because we were a little late on the Skyliner.
We changed it to a slightly later time because we got stuck on the Skyliner. So
we didn't get stuck on it. Well, it slowed a little bit.
It kept stopping is what was happening. We were getting slowed down. Yeah. So yeah, again, unless you have these specific like signature type restaurants, you have to go to these restaurants. You will have no problem finding a meal.
Yeah.
Sitting down.
It's a good option for people that are Disney veterans, I guess, that have gone a few times
or you've tried a bunch of places, so it doesn't matter where you go.
We just wanted to go and relax this trip.
Yeah.
And we went to the park way more than we kind of thought we would.
Way more.
With no plans.
I thought we would spend a lot of time at Disney Springs.
Like, park, day off, whatever. But we did a lot more park.
We did mostly park, actually. And yeah, then that's what we had written down was park days. We spent way more time in the parks than we thought we would. And we also had a lot more downtime interspersed in the days. Like, there were a couple of days when we came back to our resort, and like the one day we took I think we were there for a couple hours taking a nap, an hour and a half at least. That's unthinkable when you have your itinerary written out. Like, wait, what? We're going to go back and waste an hour and a half? For us, anyway. Again, I understand this is different for people with kids.
That's what I learned. The days seemed longer with no plans. And because, like, normally we'd go, you plan your 3 fast passes, and you spend all day at that park. That's how we did it anyway. But then it seems like, okay, it's 10. We got a 10 fast pass, and then we've got a noon fast pass.
Yep.
So you go to that 10, and then you kind of wait around to that other fast pass, or you make your way to it. So you're always looking at a time ahead, and then that 2 hours is gone.
Yeah.
It seems like. But here, where we had no plans, it was like, let's make that, and then go. And then, like we'll get to that too, our Fork Park Day.
Oh, can't wait to talk about that.
But
let's talk about that right now.
All right, yeah. So we kind of talked about a Fork Park Day.
We've talked about it the last couple trips.
Yeah, but when was it? Thursday?
It was Wednesday.
So we went to Animal Kingdom. We thought, let's go there in the morning.
We haven't gone to Animal Kingdom for a whole day in 2 trips, so we thought it needed some attention.
When did we get there?
We got there pretty much right when it opened.
Was it a little? I thought it was.
Might have been a little after.
Because that was the other thing we were going to talk about, right? The crowd at Animal Kingdom.
Yeah.
Like there was a bunch of people buying tickets, which you don't see a lot.
No.
And then there was a bunch of people right in that waiting to get in.
You're right. And in fact, it was about 10 o'clock, I think, actually.
It was a weird time for it to be that busy.
You're right. It was not open. It was about an hour after open.
Yeah.
And thank goodness for the pass holder line, because we hardly ever use that because it's not busy. We needed it.
I don't know why it was backed up at that time. But anyway.
We did a lot of stuff at Animal Kingdom. We took a safari.
Yep.
We did Expedition Everest. Those might have been the only 2 rides.
And we got those day of fast passes.
Yep, day of.
And then,
Expedition Everest might have been the day before. I think the night before we knew we were going, so we grabbed one. Yeah. And then we had lunch at Flame Tree Barbecue. Took our time.
Watching the crazy birds eat people's food.
Seriously, like go back and watch our vacation vlogs if you're interested, because, the birds were nuts.
Yeah, so we had that.
So we spent a decent chunk of the day, and it was about 2:30 when we were like, hey, for fun, should we just jump to one of the other parks? We weren't necessarily thinking all 4 yet.
Oh, yeah, we didn't get there till 10. We left at 2:30, so it's mid-afternoon already. Then we ended up busing, right?
To Magic Kingdom.
And we just went in there, and we did...
we got a fast pass right away for Under the Sea.
Yep.
And the Festival Fantasy Parade was going on right when we got there. So we got stalled up in the front for a little bit, where we had to wait. But we rode on the ride, and then we tried the cheeseburger egg rolls and the pepperoni egg rolls.
Yeah,
again,
those
this is
very good.
Well, I don't think this is in our vlog, actually. I don't think we filmed trying those. But so then we came out of Magic Kingdom and went, all right, we did a ride and a treat.
Yeah.
And we did a ride and a treat in Animal Kingdom. Let's try to do this everywhere. And mind you, it's about 3:30 now. We were able to swipe a fast pass for Tower of Terror.
Yep.
Right there before we left.
So then we bused to Hollywood Studios. Went in there, did the Tower of Terror, and then we got a Wookiee cookie,
which was like the size of our heads, and that is in our Hollywood Studios vlog.
And that was from Backlot Express. So we had that, and then we
chilled for a few minutes and ate that.
Yeah. And we walked through Galaxy's Edge too.
We walked through Galaxy's Edge.
And then went to.
Then we took the Skyliner.
Skyliner to Epcot, pretty late.
Yeah, to Epcot.
We were going to Hollywood Studios to look at merch at Galaxy's Edge.
Yeah, and we were thinking we were just gonna maybe just stay there originally that night, but then we had decided we'd done the snacks and stuff. Let's do it.
So then we
got to Epcot about an hour before it closed. Not really, because they had extra magic hours.
Yeah.
They did have extra magic hours, but we would not have needed them. In fact, I don't think they had even started when we were back at our hotel.
Yeah. So we just went in there and is that the night we got our magnets?
Yep, we went in. It was very cold and pitch black, so we didn't film anything there. And we were stuffed. That Wookiee cookie, you guys, it's like this big.
We shared it.
We bought Joffrey's donut in Epcot to be our treat. We didn't eat it until later that night because we were too full, but it still counted. We got our pass holder magnets.
And we rode Spaceship Earth.
And all of this, we were back at our resort by about 9:30, maybe 10.
Yeah. It's amazing how much you can do.
It's insane.
And we didn't even start early, but we were able to do all 4 parks in that day.
Yeah. And the other thing I have written down to talk about later that I'm going to put in there right now is the Skyliner.
Oh, yeah.
That made that much easier.
Oh, that's so nice.
The bus ride from Animal Kingdom to Magic Kingdom was not bad, nor from Magic Kingdom to Hollywood Studios, but that may have been the time of day. It was kind of that middle afternoon. So, yeah. That could be like the thing that makes it hard for you, depending on how busy it is. But if you're going from Hollywood Studios to Epcot, that Skyliner, it feels instant.
Yeah.
It's so amazing.
And twice we rode with other families. Other than that, we were by ourselves. Mm-hmm. Which, during busy times, you probably can't do that.
And it's fine.
It's so relaxing. You're up there by yourself, and you're just...
And
any other transportation, you're like...
You're crammed in.
Can I stand right here?
Yeah. Worst case here, you're going to have 5 people to a side.
Yeah.
And there's more than enough room.
We had a family of 2, or a daughter and a mom. Mm-hmm. And then we had a family with 3 kids. Yeah. And they all sat on the opposite bench, and they were friendly.
They were hysterical.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. That was the family where the little girl was...
Whispering
the
to
mom
her
was whispering to the little girl to stop doing something, and she said, "Why are you whispering?" And she said, "Because I'm hoping those people can't hear me yelling at you." And the girl said, "I think they already heard us." And then we started chit-chatting with them. We did have one other couple we sat with.
That we talked about Star Wars.
Yeah. Right. So, I mean, and you're at Disney World. Everybody's friendly and in a good mood. Yeah. So it's fine. But I did want to say, for anybody who's afraid of heights or like afraid to get in these things,
like she was going to be,
and I can greatly speak to this, don't you think? I mean, my fear of those kind of things is large. I am not someone who's just saying I have a fear of heights. They terrify me. Like, it's not just heights. It's because I'm okay with some heights. It's the enclosed glass box dangling.
We went on the one at the
no, and we went to the one on the state fair.
Yeah.
At our state fair, and
That's small though. That's literally a 2-seater.
You have as much room as we have sitting right here, and it's an enclosed little capsule. And you can tell if you watch our state fair video. Yeah, I'm
nervous.
I'm nervous. You can tell. Sorry, there's like a corner on my chair that's poking me in the leg. But this I love. I never feel uneasy in this. It's so smooth, and you can look out without looking down.
Yeah.
If that bothers you. I've never had any problems at all. So, I highly recommend it.
We were both kind of skeptical of it. And we thought, it's going to look ugly or whatever. But it's super handy.
Oh, it's amazing. It makes us want to stay at Caribbean Beach.
There or Pop again or Art of Animation.
Yeah. Someplace where we can ride it.
It's super handy.
Because the other thing, and all these other things we have written down can kind of be in any order, but is Hollywood Studios, because that's one of the parks that you can get to by Skyliner, was like our favorite park this trip.
Yeah.
It's always been like towards the bottom for me.
Well, more than me, because
Star Wars.
I'm a huge Star Wars fan, but
and I like Star Wars too.
But she's not like a fan like that way.
No, but I don't know.
But you fell in love with Hollywood Studios.
I loved it, and so
we love it at Christmas because it's great
at Christmas.
Decorated.
But the one day we had gone to Epcot for the day. And that was the night we had decided we were just going to Skyliner over to Hollywood Studios.
That's when we decided to buy something,
There were a few things he wanted to see in one of the shops. Some Galaxy's Edge merchandise. And I said, well, why don't we just go over there now? We had seen about half of the countries in World Showcase. And then we'll come back. We never came back. We went over there, and we looked in a couple shops, and then we ended up going through the single rider line for Smuggler's Run, and they let us ride together, which was nice. They took 2 of us at once. So tip there if you're with another person. You could tell they were really trying.
Yeah.
They were trying hard to get us in there together. And that worked out well. And we ended up having so much fun. It was so relaxing to be there, and it was cool out, and I don't know, it just ended up being fun.
We kind of shortchanged Epcot this trip.
We did.
One, because Future World is not there hardly.
It doesn't even exist, yeah.
But we didn't even hit all the countries in
the
World Showcase.
No. We did the ones that we missed on the last trip, like the other half. That's the restaurant we forgot to write down. Rose and Crown.
Oh, yeah, we ate Rose and Crown.
And last-minute reservations. No problem.
Yep.
So, and that was, oh my goodness, for anybody who happens to watch this that lives in the UK, sticky toffee pudding.
That was delicious.
Wow. That's amazing. Anyway, so yeah, I forgot about that. But yeah, we left Epcot, we went to Hollywood Studios, and we stayed, and because of that, two things came because of that. First of all, we saw the Star Wars light fireworks show for the first time.
Yep.
We've never watched that. If you're a Star Wars fan, it's amazing. If you're not, you'll be bored to death.
Yeah.
Because it's just literally scenes from the movies playing with a little bit of fireworks.
Yeah.
But it was really, really, really good. We really liked it. And then after that was over, we kind of, instead of trying to leave with the crowd, we kind of shuffled our way over to the side. And for some reason, decided fireworks shows were great, and let's look up, and
Well, I think we just got such a good spot, and we got there like 10 minutes before the fireworks started.
And we were dead
we were
center.
right in
Dead
the
center.
middle, and yeah. So that maybe because we had such a good view, then we decided, let's do an after-hours dessert party.
Mm-hmm.
Not an after-hours, a dessert party at the Magic Kingdom for Happily Ever After.
We booked it last second, the day before.
Yeah. So.
Mm-hmm. And that was, how much was that? $69 each, I think?
Something like that.
I think it was $69 each. I wouldn't, like, I don't know that I would do it all the time, but 100% worth it if you can afford it. The one we did was the after fireworks dessert party, which I think I would prefer.
I think so.
Because it was not crowded. So what they did was so if you can picture Magic Kingdom, it's the Tomorrowland Terrace restaurant that is never open.
Yeah.
The place that you walk through to get over to Tomorrowland, it's hardly ever open. I think maybe in the summer when they're super busy. You go over there, you get a wristband for the party, and then they walk you over to, ours was the Plaza Garden, so it was right out front of the Plaza restaurant.
A little fenced off area.
Yeah, a little fenced off grassy area. You can't sit during the fireworks, but you can sit right up until them.
Yeah.
And I guess it's not, like, technically you're not allowed to sit, but you wouldn't be able to see.
And so there's parties before and after the fireworks. Mm-hmm. So there was people that were eating beforehand, and when we checked in, they said, do you want to eat now or before?
Yeah, because it wasn't sold out.
But we were thinking, well, it's just...
And that was the right decision.
Yeah, because that area does fill up.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's not like your normal crammed in front of the castle.
No.
But, so you have some room, but it does fill up. If you want,
you had a little bit of space, because, like, for me, standing in one place for me is hard. My back gets sore. And yours does too, I know. And I was able to kind of, like, shuffle back and forth on my feet and move a little bit without it really being an issue.
Yeah, I mean, we had couple feet around us, but it does fill up if you want a super nice spot in that little area. But
we also stood next to a little planter thing, so we had, like, a railing to stand by, but it was great. We had a perfect view. And then afterwards, as everybody else is trying to get out of the park, we were able to just go back to the Tomorrowland Terrace, and they had little like champagne flute glasses with sparkling cider. And then they had, like, the Pog juice that everybody loves so much.
They had lemonades.
Couple of kinds of lemonade.
Coffees
and then
stuff.
Coffee. Every little kind of cake or cookie or treat you could possibly imagine, all decked out Disney decorated treats. And they had some real food too. They had, like, some little sausages and just a couple little, like, appetizer-y type things. It was really fun.
It was fun.
It was, yeah.
And it wasn't super crowded in there. Mm-hmm. And shockingly, it was like, was a half hour maybe? Mm-hmm. Everybody started to leave already.
Yeah.
It was like, people normally they're paying for, like, a buffet or whatever, and they're going to eat and eat. But the people were out of there pretty quickly.
Yeah, which actually
we were
made
one of the last ones in there.
Yeah, it was very relaxing. It was really nice. So I would recommend that. Highly recommend that.
I think they now increased the price, but then added alcohol to it.
They did since we went. Yep. So the price is a little higher. If you're somebody who drinks alcohol, that's probably good for you, because the increase, I'm sure, is not as high as it could be for buffet style alcohol drinks. But yes, that was really fun. And then the other paid thing that we did, like, paid extra thing, which I didn't actually write down here. Oh yes, I did. Was the after hours party at Magic Kingdom. We've talked about an after hours party before, because we did one in Animal Kingdom.
What are they, 120 or
It's about the cost of a park ticket.
Yeah.
Yeah, about 120.
You get a little discount if you're annual pass.
Mm-hmm. But again,
totally worth it.
100% worth it.
Yeah.
And honestly, so one of my coworkers asked me my opinion. So if they want to go to Florida for just a Florida trip, it's not a Disney trip, but they'd love to do Disney just once, if this would be more worth it than a regular park ticket.
I say yes.
Yeah. Now, if you're there for the atmosphere, the characters, the parade, some of that stuff, then no.
Yeah.
But
if you're
like
there to ride
they're
rides.
there for the rides. We rode Seven Dwarfs Mine Train. I've never ridden that.
Yeah.
We waited in line for less than 5 minutes.
Yeah. Basically walk on.
Basically walk on. Space Mountain was a walk on. We rode everything.
Yeah. Big Thunder was a walk on. Everything was a walk on.
Space Mountain was closed for refurb is the only reason we didn't ride that, but we literally rode everything else.
Peter Pan.
Yep. All of it during this after hours party.
All basically walk-ons to the rides. Because they cap the attendance, and then you get free Mickey bars, popcorn.
The Olaf frozen strawberry bars.
Yep, fruit bars or whatever, and pop or water.
Mm-hmm. And
so basically, we learned from Animal Kingdom to grab all we could.
Tip: bring your backpack.
Yeah.
Your biggest park bag you can bring. We went home with about 9 bottles of pop and water to have for the rest of the trip. So we did this
Monday night, and we had Coke and Sprite in our fridge in the room the rest of the week.
And I don't feel bad about this because we all know Disney makes enough money off of their... And we're not people who complain about Disney prices, but they make enough money off of their pop and their food during the rest of the time that they are able to do this, and the price of the tickets and all that. So, I mean... And we had popcorn.
They've got stations set up in every land in Magic Kingdom, and you just
have to show your bracelet.
Yeah.
That you're at the party.
In some cases, they didn't even check. You just
Sometimes they didn't. Always for the rides, though.
Yeah.
Also, I did hear when we were going through the stores as we were leaving, because the shops on Main Street were open, and they were turning people away. You cannot buy anything there if you don't have your bracelet.
Yeah.
You cannot buy anything. So it's good, because it's not fair to those of us who paid for it that you can be in there doing that. And the limit, what I've heard from cast members and stuff, is that it's 5,000. I believe that.
I mean,
it's ghost town.
We did a little video there, and there's parts we're walking out of Tomorrowland with like 2 people in front of us, and that was it. And walking through the hub, there's like hardly anybody there.
Yeah. It's a great time to get your castle pictures taken because there was PhotoPass people everywhere.
Yep. It
was really 100% worth it.
Yeah, we love them.
Yeah, those are totally worth it. So, let's see what else. Festival of the Arts was going on.
Yep.
We've done that before, so that was really nothing new for us.
Few treats, but not a lot. We weren't at Epcot a lot.
We really weren't. We got one biggie left here. I'm trying to do the little ones first. So, the only other thing really is that we bought our first Spirit jerseys.
Yeah.
Which I just put our Disney haul up last Saturday, so check that out. But yeah, he got a Hoth Spirit jersey and I got a Baby Yoda Mandalorian one. Yep. So I gotta tell you, I've been resisting this for a long time, but man, is that thing comfortable. I might be on the Spirit jersey train. The last specific thing is all you.
Oh, when are we gonna do those?
Well, that will end with that, but.
Cool. So the Rise of the Resistance. So she didn't want to wait and get up.
Okay.
And she wasn't sure about riding it.
Yeah.
Right.
That is my sole reason for my larger friends. I don't like getting in line for Disney rides with the anticipation that I might be too big for the ride vehicle.
Which she would have been fine.
I would have been fine. I know for next time.
But anyway, so I got there. I think the park opened at 7 this day. I got there a little after 6, 6:15ish or something. And there was quite a bit of line already. So I stood in the group waiting to get in. And it was about 1:45 maybe. They started opening the gates and letting people in. So we all got in. And basically everybody just spreads out in the park. A lot of people went to Galaxy's Edge anyway to get in line for probably Smuggler's Run or just to get in there early. So I kind of headed down Sunset Boulevard, sat there for a while, and people were starting to line up towards the end by Tower of Terror and Rock and Roller Coaster. And then I went over to the Echo Lake, it is?
Yeah.
And I stood there, and then all of a sudden the line for Galaxy's Edge, which goes around the corner down the street, it backed up to where I was at Echo Lake. So I was like, okay, I'm going to move. Anyway, people are lining up anyway for other things.
They want to ride the big attractions.
Yeah, but about 5 to 7, they announced over the loudspeakers that the park's opening in a couple minutes and time to get on the virtual queue. So it's about 2 minutes to 7 and it gets dead quiet. So I look around and everybody is staring down at their phones.
You do this in your My Disney Experience
Yeah, you do it in the My Disney app. And it's quiet. Everybody's like waiting. And then as soon as it hits, everybody's like hitting their stuff. I got boarding group 86. And that day they said we're guaranteeing up to 120 or something. It seems like it's gone lower because they're guaranteeing.
Yep.
Anyway, so I got 86. And then she showed up. Well,
I got up roughly, like maybe a half an hour after he did, and I just got dressed.
9-ish or something?
It was, maybe 8:39, something like
so
that.
I just kind of hung around until she got there. And then we did some normal park things. So it was about 2 or so in the afternoon, 2:30, that my boarding group came up. So we went over there, and she sat and waited outside, and
it was great.
Chatted some people.
I chatted with a bunch of people who were waiting, and they all wanted to know what boarding group he had been in, so they knew how close theirs were to coming. And it was really, I ran into some really fun people.
People were all hanging out around there waiting for their stuff to show up. So I got in there, and then the queue is pretty long, but you always keep moving. You kind of walk, and then you maybe stop for a minute, and then you keep going. So it wasn't like standing and waiting in the queue. It went pretty good. And then as far as the ride, it's really unlike any other ride at Disney. It's you get a pre-show, and then I don't want to spoil it, but you go outside. You can go outside a little bit to the next area, and you do a little thing there, and then you walk through another area, which the scale of the ride is amazing. And some of these rooms are... You probably have seen it.
To be fair, everybody's seen the room with the stormtroopers.
Yeah.
Everybody who's done any research.
But you can see the picture, but when you walk in there, it's huge. It looks like you're actually on a spaceship. The Star Destroyer, wherever they are. The new terminology. I saw the Star Destroyer because I'm the old man. So you're on there, and you're looking around, and it's like a full-size TIE fighter and these ships back there, and that's the same thing with the ride. Once you get into the ride vehicles, you're in these rooms with AT-ATs that are floor to ceiling, and they're just huge.
AT-ATs are my favorite.
Yeah, but it's the closest thing. I guess the best way to describe it's the closest thing to being in a Star Wars movie.
And I heard several people before he even got off the ride. Several people who were coming out were like, "That was just like being in a movie," and then he basically said the same thing, which was funny.
The closest I can say to it's unlike anything other ride. It's so cool, especially for a Star Wars fan. It's amazing.
I'm excited to ride it now. So we go back in November, and I'll try it then. My sister and I are supposed to go in a month, but we know, that's probably not going to happen.
Hopefully you can get there at a normal time and get a boarding group eventually, but right now you got to get there right away and get on.
So there's a chance I may ride it with my sister before I ride it with him. In fact, it's almost positive, because if our April trip doesn't happen, we are moving it to October.
We might have an unexpected guest in your October trip.
We might. We might have a stowaway. Yeah, so, I mean, do you have any tips for anybody as far as, like, if you're wanting to ride this? Anything you can think of as a tip that isn't, like, maybe already widely known?
I don't think so. I mean...
Be there before park open.
Be there before a park open. You got to get a virtual queue, which I love because you don't have to stand in line for anything.
The one thing some people didn't seem to know, I was on the bus with people on my way there who thought they were going to get their stuff when they got there, and I was like,
yeah. I mean, they had signs up already like 30 minutes after there was already
they're gone
closed.
Like that.
Yeah.
So you need to be there before
and that's
park
even
open.
For backup groups, because they guarantee you a certain number of boarding groups, but then if it keeps going, they'll allow more people in. But those are already gone too.
Yeah. And the other thing is, you have to have your Magic Band or your park ticket has to have been clicked into the park by you.
So I can't grab one for her while I was there.
Because there were a lot of people in the beginning, I think, who were taking their whole family's bunch of Magic Bands, going to scan them all in, get their boarding pass, and then go back, to their resort or whatever, and you can't. You all have to physically be in the park.
Yeah. So it's
good
kind of a pain
experience
that way, but I don't know. It's probably the most fair thing you can do, I guess. But yeah, it's amazing and it's so cool. So.
I'm excited. I'm excited to ride it. So the only other thing we really have here are some cons, and we're so like we're very much in a honeymoon phase with Disney right now. I mean, that hopefully will last forever. We have had very few bad experiences.
Yeah.
But I feel like, to be honest with these, I really want to try to, you know, think hard if we had any. So here's what we came up with. So at Old Key West, we came back one night from the resorts, or from the parks, I don't remember which night, and our door was open. It looked closed, but when you touched it, it was not latched.
And we had noticed it was hard to open anyway, and you like kind of had to push it closed.
Yeah, it was kind of a rough door.
So if you just let it go, it wouldn't
close. And there was a moment of panic, I think, when we first walked in. Whoa, okay, everything's here. Yeah. Nobody took anything. We put our very valuable things in the safe anyway. But as much as this was a con, we called the office. They said they'd let housekeeping know. Mousekeeping, sorry. No. And then we got a call from mousekeeping the next morning saying, we're so sorry, we're going to come down and, you know, look at the door. We're going to make sure that they close it. And it never happened again. So, and by that next night when we came back, we could tell there was a bigger gap between the door and the thing. So they had definitely been out there and fiddled with it.
Yeah.
So it was fine. Mousekeeping in general? So people who are DVC members, if you happen to be watching this, help me out, comment or something. My understanding is that when you're DVC on a week-long trip, on the 4th day, they're supposed to come in.
Change towels and stuff, right?
Yeah, and do everything. Now, we are technically DVC because we're renting DVC points, even though we're not owners. And on our last trip, on the 4th day, they changed out the shampoos and stuff in the shower. They gave us new towels. They made the beds.
And every day they emptied our garbage.
Every day they took out the garbage.
One.
And I don't know if that was mousekeeping or if that was the security checks, but our garbage was never taken out.
No.
Ever, not once.
And we never got
new towels. The beds were never made. None of that.
So it didn't seem like anybody went in there at all. They must have went in there security for when the door was open, but they didn't do anything.
So unfortunately, we did not leave a tip for mousekeeping because
there wasn't any.
I'm not going to leave you a tip if you didn't do anything.
Yeah.
And so I would be curious to know anybody else's experience if you are either a DVC owner or have rented points before.
And we might have not thought about it, but we were at this resort
in October.
Yeah, 4 months ago, and they did all this. So I don't know what happened.
Yeah, so that was a little bit of a downer. The pizza.
Oh. So it looks like they order it from Port Orleans.
They do.
And we had the pizza
in October.
And it was terrible. We didn't even finish it at the Sasagula.
We are
we eat anything.
We like pizza.
We are not foodies.
No.
And we are not snobs.
And frozen pizza, and pizza is pizza. But
a Jack's frozen pizza I like.
Yeah.
And this was.
It was
horrible.
Thick bread. Like the cheese was tasteless.
Yeah.
It was awful.
And it was the same pizza we got ordered to the room.
Yeah.
We didn't finish it. I like the Caesar salad more than I like the pizza.
We ate the Caesar salad. We ordered the pizza because the pizza you order at the All-Star Resorts
was good.
Which is where we've done it in the past, and Pop Century. That comes from the Boardwalk Pizza.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know if it comes from there, but it's the same pizza.
It's round for one. It's round. This is square or rectangle.
Yeah.
That shouldn't have I know that shape doesn't matter, but obviously it's made by two different places. And the one pizza was very good.
Yep.
We loved, but this was terrible.
I would recommend, if you're staying at a resort and you're not sure, when you call, ask them where the pizza comes from. And most people,
where it comes from. Watch the regulars, they're like, oh, Disney pizza, blah, blah. But we like the Boardwalk pizza, and we've had Pizza Rizzo, which most people hate, and that was fine.
I mean, people are probably never going to let us go back to Disney World again.
It was edible and decent,
but
this was
bad. We didn't eat it. We each had like half a piece.
Yeah.
So that was disappointing. Epcot, obviously, the Future World construction. That's not anything Disney did.
No,
it's just
disappointing.
It's a bummer. Yeah, it's a bummer. Everything's closed off. We also had bus issues twice at Epcot. We hadn't waited that long, but it seemed like the people in front of us had been waiting a while. And another bus driver kind of came walking by, and he was like, "Yeah, I just wanted to let you know I called. There wasn't a bus coming. Now they're coming."
Yeah.
So there had been like a shift change, and there wasn't even a bus coming to pick us up for Old Key West. And then at Hollywood Studios, we don't know what happened. We waited forever.
It seemed like a long time.
It was more than the 20 minutes that they say for a bus. It was probably a half an hour, maybe longer.
Which probably for some is like, oh, but big deal.
But you should never wait more than 20 minutes for a Disney bus. If you're waiting more than 20 minutes, something's wrong. Unless you're staying at a Skyliner resort. We did find out
they changed
the Skyliner resorts are an hour to Hollywood Studios or Epcot because you have that option.
Yeah.
Anyway, that was kind of a bummer experience for us. And the only other thing I have written down is so not a big deal. But it was at Animal Kingdom. We went to the Yak and Yeti quick service.
Oh, yeah.
And to get the chicken fried rice because, oh my goodness, is that delicious. And it's $4.99 and it's like
But
massive.
they have breakfast there.
They do have breakfast there. And
so they were open. And then it's like they close a little bit between breakfast and lunch. Doesn't really say that. But the annoying part is there was like 3 cast members there. But they didn't say a word to us.
There was a bunch of people in line.
They were getting ready. Yeah, a bunch of people in line.
Probably about 4 or 5 when we got there, up to about 10 maybe, within a couple minutes. Everything, they've changed over all the lunch signs, and they're just standing there, talking to each other.
And it's like, we had to say, are you open? What's the deal? It's like, I don't know why they couldn't have said, we're opening at lunch at blah, blah time.
It was a communication
Or we'll be in like
thing.
5 minutes. Yeah.
Finally, somebody ahead of us asked, and they said, it should be soon. You know, I don't know.
But if you're going to stand there in front of people and not do anything, you got to tell them what's going on.
Yeah. The ones who were running around changing the signs and things, that's different.
But
You're
there were
busy.
like 3 people at the register.
They were just chit-chatting.
Standing there, yeah.
And it didn't seem very Disney.
No.
And we're not big complainers.
No.
So, you know, whatever.
All you would have to say is, we're opening in 5 minutes. Even if you are shy or quiet, you could have said something like that.
Yeah. That was a little frustrating. But seriously, those things we just named, those are our big, bad, horrible things that happened to us at Disney. So, nothing. There's a couple other things we hadn't written down that I had just thought of. Like we visited Caribbean Beach and the Riviera for the first time. Caribbean Beach is gorgeous.
Yeah, that's fun.
The food court was awesome. We had breakfast there. We sat out on like the patio overlooking their little lake. It's just gorgeous.
Yeah.
So sometime if we decide not to rent DVC points, I could see us staying there.
It's big, so you know, you got to transfer. I was gonna say you're gonna have transportation within the resort.
Which we did that at Old Key West this time too. To be fair, we got a very far, far back building at Old Key West, but all of the buses at Old Key West stop at the hospitality house, the front of the resort, before they go wherever they're going.
Yeah.
So we just hopped on whatever bus came.
Yeah, once you learn the system, it's not too bad. So you grab any bus and you can get to the front of your resort.
And I think Caribbean Beach actually has a dedicated internal bus.
Yeah, because we got off the Skyliner, and if you walk down the ramp, there's a bus stop at the bottom, and there was one bus to Epcot.
Words are hard.
Yeah. And then there was the internal shuttle.
Yeah.
Which we took to the main house.
Yep.
So, yeah, you can use that. So.
And you easily could walk to the main house, too. We just chose not to.
Yeah.
And then we walked from the main house at Caribbean Beach to the Riviera. No big deal.
That was very
quick walk.
Yeah.
We sat in these awesome little, like, almost like sofa cabana things, which that's in our trip vlogs too. Go check out our Disney vacation vlogs, because, and that was awesome. And then, but the resort, it's beautiful. I mean, it's new and it's beautiful. The colors are awesome, all that, but it doesn't feel themed, and maybe it's just because we don't know anything about the Riviera.
Yeah.
But and because it was just a tower, it just felt like a hotel. Like a very nice hotel.
The lobby is very small.
Very small, yeah.
The shop in there was tiny. I mean, they did have like a bar restaurant down on the first floor by the pool area.
Yeah. And they do have Topolino's Terrace way up on
top.
top.
Which we did go up there. It wasn't open, so we just walked in and they were like, "Oh, hi."
Yeah, you can cross through the restaurant out to the patio.
Yeah, on the patio. So we got a little video from up there and stuff. So
that was beautiful.
That's very cool. Yeah.
Okay, so we just got cut off because our card was full, but we were talking about Topolino's Terrace.
Now we're a little farther away.
We are a little sorry. Food is not really our cup of tea. It's a little fancier food than we like, but I could see maybe doing breakfast there sometime. Because breakfast is you can always do breakfast. And I think it's character for breakfast.
Yeah.
But anyway.
Nice. It's nice looking, but it maybe just not our
thing. I don't think. Yeah. Okay, can you think of anything else that's everything I had written down. Can you think of anything else that we did different, or... I don't think so.
I don't think so. The biggest thing was the no plans.
That's my biggest takeaway. Obviously, the weather was probably the biggest thing for us on this trip, but that is not within control. We can't plan that for our next trip.
I think we liked it so much that we're not going to plan like that, or it'll be very minimal fast pass. If there's a ride that we have to get on, it'll be minimal fast pass.
I could see like fast passing, like Flight of Passage or Slinky, or maybe the Runaway Railway. We don't know about that yet. Occasionally, because otherwise you might not necessarily get on them. Yeah. But even that, I mean, we rode Slinky Dog very shortly after Toy Story Land opened by going there right before park close. There are options.
Yeah.
There are options. My sister and I, again, planning to go in April, probably not going to due to circumstances, but we were planning on just getting in line for Flight of Passage at the end of the night. It's doable if you can't get a fast pass. Yeah. So I don't think we're going to do much of that. We're definitely going to go to more after-hours parties. Definitely probably more fireworks dessert parties at some point in the future. Those were 100% worth it.
We just like small crowds.
Yep. I guess manageable crowds is the thing.
And those are so worth it for us anyway. I mean, that after-hours party, you go just walk on the rides.
It was amazing.
No waiting.
Yep.
So...
Yep.
I don't know. Yeah, I mean, we'll probably have very minimal fast passes for our future trips. And
dining reservations.
It was so much more relaxing, and we could, if the weather is this or that, we've got 3 fast passes. We have to go to Epcot today.
Yep.
Well, maybe we just go to Disney Springs. Or
And dining reservations for me, we're not huge sit-down people when we're on vacation in particular.
Yeah.
Because we want to like go do vacation things.
I eat like a child, so if I have chicken nuggets and fries, I'm a happy camper.
Hey, to be fair, I discovered the Uncrustable on this trip, and I had it on like 3. I ordered it off the kids' meal at like 3 different places.
Don't ask us about food, but hey, we're happy eating that.
But the quick service food, again, if you're like a foodie, and I don't mean to say that derogatorily, if you like food and really good quality food, it's theme park food. The quick service places are theme park food, but we love it.
I mean, we really like what's the one in not Liberty Tree?
Columbia Harbor House.
That's quick service, but that's a nice area.
I think you could be a foodie and like some stuff there because they've got like lobster.
So there are nice quick service options.
And there's plenty.
It's fun to snack instead of having a huge meal.
Yeah, it is fun. And as far as the huge meals go, you can get a dining reservation. If it doesn't matter exactly where, you can get one.
Didn't we eat at the Wave?
Not on this trip. October.
That was last time. Oh yeah, we didn't do it.
See, we go so close together.
I know, it's hard to remember.
we don't remember. But yeah, and I do want to at some point do, actually coming soon, most likely, are going to be some videos with some of our favorite places to eat, like our favorite rides. I'd like to do some sit down videos like that. So we will put those out soon.
Our favorite restaurants for picky eat people.
Sure. Yeah, we'll do some of those. And then I would also like to do a quick sit-down video dedicated to the DVC points renting process because that has been amazing for us. So I won't go into it in detail here, but stay tuned because we'll put those out. So anyway, this is going up today, so I hope we didn't babble too ridiculously because I'm not going to edit it. It's just going to go up the way it is. So good luck to you all. If you're still here, we appreciate you. If you like the video, give it a thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't already. Hit the bell if you want to be notified when new videos come out. We're changing things up a little bit. No more weekly vlogs. We're going to do a few more vlogs during the week. So they'll be shorter, easier to watch probably. Cheer, everybody cheer.
Cheer.
But anyway, yeah, I think the bottom line of this trip was this was the best trip we've taken yet.
So relaxed. The most... restful vacation to Disney.
Anybody who does Disney knows that sometimes you need a vacation from your Disney vacation because it can be exhausting.
It was very chill.
This was not like that.
I was shocked at how much more time in the day there was when there wasn't a looming fast pass over your head. Yep.
So I would definitely recommend if you've done this before.
If you're perhaps veteran, maybe no kids, probably.
Maybe no kids
or
unless
older kids.
Yep, or kids who are also veterans because you've been going forever. But I would recommend trying it, even if you just do a couple days of your trip like this.
Yeah.
Just try it out because It was.
And
it was
we
fantastic.
thought, man, we're going to be at Disney Springs all the time, but we were at the parks more.
We were at Disney Springs
actually,
twice.
So, oh well, that was good.
Yeah, it was great. But that's all.
All right. Bye.
On to the next one. When's the next one going to be?
Next trip?
Not till
For me, November.
Probably not till October for me, thanks to,
Current events.
But anyway.
All right.
See you next time.
Bye.
Bye.